Hey folks, it's Dave back in Studio C, attacking the Gridiron Wars yet again. I don't know if this is attempt 4, 5, or 6, or pot 4, 5, or 6, but let me show you what I got going on. So, the fast action cards, all printed out. We went through that before. I printed out 2 reference charts, and I'm going to show you why I need to do 2, okay? Turns out, even with the fast action cards, you still need the charts for the sole reason that the key at the bottom tells you what all the symbols are. Now, at some point, you'll memorize some of these, and some are self-explanatory, but still, there's a lot of symbols to go over. So I took all the chart symbols and put them on one reference card. So now, if something comes up, if it's a pass, I see what the pass is. If it's a rush, I see what the rush is. Kickoff, return, the whole bit. So anything that could come up in a chart or on a fast action card, I now have put on one chart. So that's a time saver right there. The only issue I had, and I don't know why they did this, was on a couple of things here, like the onside kick, okay? You can see the onside kick down the bottom here, hopefully you can. All right, you see how that pink is 15? On the chart, blue was recovered by the receiving team and purple was recovered by the kicking team, okay? So blue onside kick was receiving team and purple was kicking team. On the fast action cards, it doesn't really spell out what it is, but I figured out there's more purple than pink. They swapped the colors on me. So the kicking team recovers on pink and purple is recovered by the receiving team, which is completely confusing because on the chart, purple was a good onside kick recovery. Now purple is not an onside kick recovery. And it didn't really say that. Like I say, if I look here, so the onside kick is purple, but it really doesn't say who recovered it. I mean, so I was really confused at that. Let me show you. Okay, so here's the pink. Now, does that mean that the onside kick is good? Is that what KN means in here? It was really weird. So I'm going with the fact that because there's more purple, purple is now receiving team, and pink is now kicking team for onside kick. That really messed me up, and I didn't like that they changed the colors going to the fast action cards. I did not like that at all. So there's a lot of things that just aren't spelled out very well in the fast action cards, so that's why I need this right here. The second chart I did was kind of for my own reference, whereas now I check for block kicks, and then if it's blocked, I have the procedure. Fumbles, I have the procedure. Interception, I have the procedure. Okay, so that's all right here. Let's see, I like to know what the sack is and interception, best to worst. The third die roll, I'll talk about that in 1 second. And then I just have some timing. I have the basic and the advanced, so if I want to play basic timing or advanced timing, it's all right here. And then a reminder about the red zone, and I got to fix this, but in the red zone, the defense increases by 2, but in actuality, you subtract 2 from the offense, and the same with passing. You subtract 3 in the red zone. So that reminds me in the red zone to make some changes. And then for penalties, I just have all the symbols here. There's a lot of different symbols on the penalties that you have to remember. So that's another, just a reference to me. So there's a lot going on in this game, but I've gotten rid of the charts. I still roll dice for some things, okay? You could roll a card here, so I could take a card and look at the bottom and use that for dice rolls. I prefer to roll my own dice, if you will, rather than look at a card, but I'll use the card for everything else. So, that all being said, I got things rolling a little bit better here, okay? And I'm wearing Pittsburgh today, by the way, in case we have any Pittsburgh Steelers fans. So let me show how I've modified this game to play it. It may not be the way you play, but let me show you what I've got to make this flow. So New England has 2nd and 10 on their own 26, okay? So we're going to roll the dice here, and this is what I do. This is my penalty check only, okay? Now, you're supposed to check for out of bounds, okay, but that's only for advanced games, so I'm not using that. I was playing advanced earlier, and I was actually rolling this to check for out of bounds, because if it's 1 out of bounds and 6 penalty, they both can't happen. So if I roll 2 dice, and I say yellow is my flag check, this is my out of bounds check, so now they both can happen, okay? That's just how I did it. So this is what I rolled, so there's no penalty on the 4. And 55 is who's going to get the ball. So I called run. Let's just say I called the run. Okay, so now I look at 55, and that's going to be Kevin Falk. And I've also simplified the gameplay too. Whereas remember before I had the chart over here for defense to see if they had run defense, pass defense, or blitz defense. I had a couple people suggest don't do that. Just play right off the team card and not worry about the play call, because that's just extra steps and it doesn't let the game flow. The game flows this way with general defense, okay? So Kevin Falk is a 14. Their rush defense is a 2, so I bump them up 2. So 14 is 16. So you see how fast that was? So instead of like 14 plus 2, and then over here, it's just the 1. And now I can memorize this, that I add 2 every time. So Kevin Falk is a 16, and a 16 is a minus 2 yard run. So if you look on my card here, under run, minus 2. So he goes backwards. So it's a minus 2 yard run. So it's going to be 3rd and 12 now, back on the 24. So now we're going to pass. So we check it out here. We roll the dice. There's no penalty. So I'm looking for number 45. So Brady goes back to pass. Brady is a 2 passing. No, I'm sorry. Brady is passers. He's a 19 minus 2. So that's the only math I do. It's just that. So he's always minus 2 today. And the same thing with Tim Couch for Cleveland. Okay. So I don't even got to think about that anymore. Both are minus 2 all day long. So Brady's a 17. I go to pass. And you can see 16 to 26 is a catch. So Brady is complete to 45. 45 is Mark Edwards. And Mark Edwards is a 2. And because they have a pass defense of minus 2, he goes down to the lowest rating, which is 1. And that's a minus 1. So minus 1 yard pass. So they got a minus 2 yard run and a minus 2 yard pass. So this makes it 4th and 13. Back on the 23, so not a good drive for New England. So now we're going to punt. So this is where I check for the block and the penalty. Okay, so what I do, this is still my penalty die all by itself. Now I add the black one to check for the block, because 6 is 6 and a 6 is blocked. Okay, so that's the first thing I do. I also will double the red and the white to see who gets the punt. Okay, if you follow along. So roll the dice. So there's no penalty. The kick is not blocked, so these dice in effect are out of the way, and I got my 52 here. So let's check for the punt. So this is going to be a punt by Ken Walter. He's a T. He kicks it 38 yards. So a 38-yard punt. Okay, there's no penalty. There's no block. And so he kicks it up over midfield. So that's going to be 50, 61. So I think that goes to the 39. If my math is correct, he kicks it to the 39. If not, that's okay. It's a sample game. And number 52 is going to punt return it. So Kevin Johnson. So I check Kevin Johnson. He's a T. He's a T, and that's a 40. Oh, I'm sorry, a B. That's a breakaway. Johnson on a breakaway, and his breakaway is a D. So it's 10 plus a dice roll. So 10 yards and 11 yards. So and 11 yards on the return. So he brings it up to actually the midfield. If all my math is correct, Cleveland has the ball 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line after the punt. Okay, so you can see I got it flowing a little bit. I got it flowing a little bit. So let me take this dice out. Again, I would use this dice if I was playing advanced for going out of bounds, but I'm just playing basic right now. All right, so Cleveland with the ball. Couch, handoff. We got a penalty check. Okay, 56. 56, he's going to hand that off to Ben Gay gets the ball. Number 10, and we add 1, so he's an 11. So that's minus 2. All right, so on the run, an 11 is minus 2 yard run, but let's check the flag. All right, so we're going to flip this for the flag. So 0-1. So offensive 1. Now Cleveland is offensive 2 for penalties. So they can only get a penalty on a 1 or a 2. So this is a penalty on Cleveland, okay? So they can get a penalty on a 1 or a 2. And let's check the flag here. So we're going to go over here for the flag. So that's, what do you say? That was offensive 2. So Cleveland on a run, holding 10 yards. So that nullifies the run. We got a holding penalty for 10 yards. So it's going to be 1st and 20 back on the 40. So that's kind of how that works. Okay. Now, if Cleveland was offensive 1, it's going to be a penalty no matter what. Okay. But there's 3 penalty ratings, 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is the best. So if they were offensive 1, let's say, they could only get a penalty on offensive 1 showed up. If offensive 2 or offensive 3 showed up, they wouldn't get the penalty. But because they're kind of a middle of the pack, they picked up the penalty here. All right, so let's pass. Couch is going to pass. He goes back to pass now on 1st and 20. So there's no penalty. He's looking for number 62. So Couch back to pass. He's an 18. Now remember, they're a -2 passing, so he's a 16. So 16 on the pass. Okay, that's a potential interception. Okay, so basically every quarterback is going to be potentially intercepted. So that's a 2 interception rating. The Patriots don't have any modifications, so we check Couch's interception rating. He is an interception 2, so this is going to be intercepted. So we go interception. Now, because I know it's interception, I'm going to roll all 4 dice to see who picked it off. And again, I checked my notes here, and it says multiply 2d6 to see where it was caught. I check for the player, and then I do my interception return to see how far it was brought back. Okay, so I'm going to roll all 4 dice. That's going to be my yardage, and this is going to be my player. So that's why I have the 4 dice out here. Okay, so I roll my dice. 60. Wow, look at all the 6s here. 66. So that was intercepted by Bucky Jones, and that's 30 yards down the field because we multiplied a 2d6. So 30 yards down the field. So they're at their own 40. So that would be the 30-yard line, I believe. All right? So the 30-yard line of New England, it was picked off. So Bucky Jones intercepts it deep downfield at the New England 30-yard line. Now I got to check the interception return. And the interception return is B for New England. And the interception return, 50+ yards. So, Bucky Jones is on his horse, 52 yards on the interception return. So, I got to do some math. So, they're at the 30. So, that gets it to be the 50, 32, brings it down to is that the 18-yard line? I think that's the 18-yard line. So, New England, 1st and 10 on the Cleveland 18-yard line after the interception. I think I did it right. And so now New England is in business, down 7-0 here midway through the 2nd quarter. So let's try a New England run. All right. So penalty check. So we got another penalty. So we're going to check that live here. And so run is 14. So Antoine Smith is a 15 on the running. Antoine Smith, a 15 on the running. And that's going to be 10+. So as you can see on the running, it's going to be 10+. So we got to roll a dice now. So he gets 16 yards. So 16-yard run, but let's check the flag. Okay, and we're going to pick from, I'm going to cut the cards. I'm going to pick from here. That's 0-1. Okay, now New England is 0-2, so they can get a penalty on 0-1 in 0-2. All right, so that's going to be a New England penalty. So we're bringing it back, folks. And on a run, it's, personal foul, 15 yards. So negate the run. It's a 15-yard penalty. So it's going to be 1st and 25 back on the 33-yard line of Cleveland. So, jeepers, we've had some penalties in here since I turned the camera on. All right, so Brady's going to pass on 1st and 25. No penalty check. He's looking for number 26. So Brady, as mentioned, I remember we subtract 2, so he's a 17. That's complete. 7 to 26 is complete. So that's complete to 26. 26 is Troy Brown. Troy Brown is a 7, but we subtract 2, so now he's a 5. So a 5 on the reception is 5+. 5+, that's 9 yards. 9-yard pass. So you can see up here where I got that result. Hopefully I did that correctly. 9-yard pass, so 2nd down and 16. And they went from the 33 to the 24-yard line. All right, New England driving here. So we're going to do another pass. Penalty check again, of course. So Brady goes back to pass at a 17. 17, you can see that, is incomplete. So let's check the flag. The flag is offensive 3. So because New England is offensive 2, they cannot get a penalty on 0-3, if you see that. Okay, that's the only one they can't get a penalty on. So there's no flag. They pick up the flag. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 16 on the 24. So we got to pass again. All right. No penalty this time, thank goodness. And a 65. So Brady, back to pass. He is looking for J.R. Redmond. J.R. Redmond, Brady is incomplete because Brady's a 17. And that's a blank. So that is incomplete. And so it's going to be 4th down and long from the 24. Now, if we bring in the kicker, that's going to be a 41-yard kick for Vinatieri, which is well within his range. So, oh boy, so we need a 44 roll. Okay, so this is where I roll all of these again. Again, this is penalty check only, the yellow. This will determine if it's blocked or not. If these two both come up 6, and this is the roll for my kick. So I need this to be 44 or less for the kick. All right, see if we can do all this. So Vinatieri coming in from 41 yards away. Okay, so it's not going to be blocked. There is a penalty check, and the kick is good. So let's check the penalty check. And it's D3. So Cleveland is D1, so it would not be a penalty on them anyway. So the field goal is good from 41 yards out, and it's now 7-3 Cleveland. So that's that. I'll show you the kickoff. Before we go, let me show you the kickoff so we can get that going. Alrighty. So it's going to be kickoff is right here. Okay, so Vinatieri's kickoff is a B. Okay, so let's check for B now. So B kickoff is 6. So it goes to the 6-yard line. So kickoff is in the middle. So we're going to go to the 6-yard line. So New England kicks off to the 6. So now we want to see who gets it and if there was a penalty on the play. No penalty on the play. 35 on the return. Andre King is a T on the return. So T on the kick return is a 17. Okay, so he gets it at the 6. He goes 17 yards to the 23. 1st and 10, Cleveland on their own 23-yard line. 23. Messed up. So that's, I got it flowing. I got this baby to work a little bit, okay? Still, I'm finding a very low-scoring game. I played fast action football the other day. I got a very low-scoring game. I think it was 17-14. This one's 7-3 late in the 2nd quarter. So the game flows. However, I'm just not getting a lot of scoring. I've had really one big play. Another big play was a race with a penalty. But I don't know how I would ever get a 40-35 game playing this. It's fun, and I got it working. I mean, it's been a lot of work. I just don't know, like I say, how I could ever get a high-scoring game. There just doesn't seem to be a lot of really big plays going on in this game. It's a lot of 5 yards and 2 yards and 1 yards, and the drives are 8 or 9 or 10 plays, and then I punt. So I'm not seeing the high-flying stuff I thought I would. I thought I'd be seeing more action here, more scoring, but I'm not. But all in all, folks, I didn't give up on it. It took a lot of work putting these charts together to kind of remind me what's going on. But I think it's working. I think we got it working here. So anyway, I'm Dave from Studio C once again, trying to get Gridiron Wars up and running. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of some of the charts here and some of the ideas I have. And again, I'm playing it my own way. I'm using like most of the Gridiron Wars rules, but I've modified a couple things to make this flow for me. And I think I got it working pretty well so far. So I will talk to everybody later. Don't forget, tomorrow night's live chat on YouTube here around 6:30, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, depending on when we get the gang together. But we'll hope to see you then. Bye-bye.